Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we are back in the Umbar Mock in the vaults. Well, we have plenty of tasks to do before we can move on to advance the Song of Waves and Wind, so we're gonna focus on that for the time being. All seeing a bowman, maybe we can avoid that guy. Well, before I forget, let's fight this guy anyway. Before I forget, I just wanted to tell you, it's really not that important for the series, but it is important to me at least. I just recently uploaded the deed tracker plugin. It had been outdated for quite some time. The last update that we had gotten for the plugin was with the release of the Umbar expansion. But okay, we have a new deed. Let's check that. How many do we need? 50, just as I suspected. As I was saying, the last update that we got for the deed tracker the deed tracker plugin, sorry, was during the Umbar expansion back in November. So that means that all the deeds introduced in update 39 and update 40 were still not being tracked by the plugin. So yeah, the creator, it seems he was in sort of a tough spot, not enough time, something like that. I mean, I'm not criticizing him by any means, because real life do happens and that takes priority. But yeah, that means we were outdated on the plugin for quite some time. Thankfully, as I also discovered very recently, that's not a big deal, because we still have the option of importing our characters through the LOTRO companion app, and then the plugin will read the data from the app and import all your completed deeds, which is so much faster than manually doing them. It also detects errors, deeds that you had manually checked by mistake that are not completed. So that's what we that's the best way of using that, really. So that's just what I did a few minutes ago, and that should have taken care of everything. All the deeds that we have completed since episode 858 should already be loaded on the plugin, and our data should be up to date, which is very exciting. I do love the plugin so much. It was a game changer when I discovered it and started using it. I am so glad it is finally updated. Once again, I'm not criticizing its creator by any means, because real life does take priority at all times. But it's nice to see, nonetheless, that we can finally count on the plugin once again. Here we have Joshry. Oh boy.
May the seas be calm and the winds fair.
It is so kind for Davor to send an extra pair of hands to help me gather things in this area. Please note, it is quite dangerous as the restless dead creep throughout the area. Yeah, I can imagine. Hold that train of thought. I'll be back with you in just a moment. As soon as I'm done with this guy. The lag today has been a little bit worse than usual. Not entirely game breaker, at least not yet. But it has been a little bit stressing, I can say. Okay, now do let me know.
Fair winds to you.
Scattered throughout this cursed place are bits and baubles that can be sold topside so that our small settlement can afford supplies and food. While this is dangerous work, it is necessary for our people's survival. If you are brave enough, could you scour the area and recover some of these objects?
Good day to you, traveler.
We do not know much about Ghâr Mejet. While we know the restless dead haunt this place, we have yet to explore the area more closely. Could a capable adventurer such as yourself explore its chambers and report on your findings?
fair winds to you.
Within the halls of Ghâr Mejet, dangerous foul creatures fill this forsaken area. These creatures pose a grave danger to anyone who inhabits Umbar. We have lost several folks who have come too close. Can you thin the ranks of the restless dead throughout this area? Alrighty. Plenty of stuff to do in here. We do need to take care of the restless dead. In fact, I do wonder, is this a location for a deed or something? For a quest, it seems. A quest that we haven't gotten yet, so... Shame. Shame that we cannot advance that quest while we are here. At least I don't think I can. Not yet, other than... Yeah, other than the feeding whites. Yeah, that's not... Yeah, thank you. Death Slayer of Kên Taghlim. Yeah, something like that, of course, was bound to happen as well. Alright, there we go. Not so bad. We have the deed, the Slayer deed. 50 of them once again. Valuable goods. You want a piece of it? Yeah, come and get it. Alright. Yeah, so these are the places we do need to explore. It's just that these whites can get so friggin' annoying because they wouldn't dare to come and fight you at range. Really would appreciate it if you do. Say. Yeah, you're also asking for it, buddy. Come over here. There we go. Now it seems we need to explore the bottom of this chamber. Explore the northwestern chamber. Yeah. Let these guys come. They are persistent, for sure. But we're better. Of course, we're also better. Alright, we're getting tons of tokens. But we still need to get plenty of them. Not gonna worry too much about that. We still need 14 tokens. We might be able to get them on today's episode. I pray that that's the case, so that, yeah, that I can go and turn those tokens before, well, after after the end of today's episode and before recording the next one. On one hand, so that I don't get an overflow of tokens, so that they don't get lost. On the other hand, so that I don't interrupt the series just turning those tasks that really not necessary. Fellow guard over here, thank you so much for your help. Very famine spread. Do we need to? It's a signature guy. We haven't gotten that much info about him yet, but maybe. Well, what I was gonna say is that I do appreciate the help from this guard, making some of these fights easier. I imagine some people would have an issue with that, because the idea of the landscape difficulty is, of course, making the fights harder. That's the point. And of course, most people would enjoy the challenge. But I do enjoy the challenge too, but every once in a while having an easy fight doesn't hurt anyone. Especially when you need to fight so many of these guys. And we also need to explore so many rooms and stuff that... Yeah, the extra help really does come in handy. It seems our guard fellow hasn't gotten away. So I guess we can quest together for a while. Ulfajarn. I don't know if that name should ring a bell or not. Not sure about that. Oh, got me. Yeah, please. You're making me lag so badly. Yeah, the lag today, it's really getting on my nerves at this point. Yeah, they are not even noticing me yet. Explore the southeastern chamber. Yeah, take your time, I guess. Not too much time, because I still need to have some tactical advantage over you. Friggin' Paddle got me again. Cool. Just need to explore the last southwestern chamber. After that, I don't know if we should go back and turn this whites. Well, this quest related to the whites, because it feels like we're gonna get a follow-up to them, like investigating these famine guys on the bottom of these rooms, but also that boss that we saw earlier. It feels like we should be getting a quest to fight him, and it does feel like that would be the follow-up to some of these quests that we have advanced so far. So I think we really should be going back, turning those in. I gotta say, well, grouping up with Ulfajarn, making me go a little bit more reckless than I would like because, well, I move very fast with him. These guys are not a problem for our group altogether, but they can still prove quite challenging for me if I'm not paying attention to how much of a beating I'm taking. But so far so good. But yeah, I do think we do need to go back. Explore the main chamber. That's the main chamber. That's where we were. That's the place we went to at the very start. Now you're gonna make me fight that boss, right? Is that what you're gonna do? Because that's not cool. I mean, we were already there. We already saw the guy we needed to fight. We already know that's what you're gonna ask of us. Again, not cool, but I guess we'll manage. I guess we can also follow the trail of Wolfajarn's slaughter. Is that a slaughter? Does that count as a slaughter? Because he's clearing everything his pass, and as I said, I do appreciate the little help. Maybe even not so little, because it does deal a great deal of damage. Oh. Baruch Hazad indeed. The bat. We avoided the freaking bat and couldn't avoid the whites. Ended up getting extra yanked and everything. There we go. Both appreciate it if you didn't lag, would allow me to fire my skills, my gambits as I want, as I need them. Explore the main chamber. Not yet. We gotta go back to Yashri. And now she's gonna ask us to fight this guy. That's a given. I think.
May the seas be calm and the winds fair.
Your work is excellent, and these valuable goods will go a long way to support our cause. I cannot express my thanks greatly enough, as now my family and friends have food to eat for the coming months.
Good day to you, traveler.
This information should be useful for any future forays and as a warning to those who might wander too closely to this place. Your work has saved the lives of our peoples, and I cannot thank you enough. There we go.
Umbar is a free city at last.
These creatures have taken many lives from those of us who choose to live below. Thank you for thinning the ranks of these foul things.
May the seas be calm and the winds fair.
A powerful creature known as Lakmor stalks the halls of Ghâr Mejet. Destroying the vile effigies throughout the area will make him more vulnerable to harm. Seek out these objects, destroy them, and drive back the foul creature. Okay, so good thing that we did decided to advance this a little bit more before fighting him, because it seems it would have been more difficult to fight otherwise. There we go. I gotta start the effigies. Restore the last effigy in here. No, that's not gonna work. There goes Lakmar, but I think we will need to defeat the effigy to advance the quest first. Yeah, and now we do need to defeat Lakmar, so we do need to wait for him to respawn. What a shame. Anyway, we completed the first deed, Dead Slayer of Khamravesur. 50. Have we already defeated 50 of these guys? That's a little bit insane. And now we need to defeat 100. All good. Yeah, kind of crazy we did manage to already defeat 50 of these guys, sorry. Had we been using a Slayer Accelerator, we would be already almost at the end of the deed, which is also pretty crazy to think about, if you ask me. I've been thinking maybe I should have used a deed accelerator or two. There are so many Slayer deeds here in the Umbar Mog that it seems like that would save so much time, especially here in the Umbar Mog in general, as opposed to other areas. But I didn't expect them to be so many Slayer deeds in here. Had I known, I might have done that. Especially considering that since we are doing fearless difficulty and fights are of course longer, having the Slayer deed accelerator would have compensated a little bit how things are going. So there it goes, Lakmar again. I don't see, or I don't notice any difference in his attacks or how much damage is he taking, but then again, I am basically just riding on Ulfajarn's raw damage. So it's really hard to notice a difference when things drop so fast. Which, again, I'm not complaining about. On the contrary, thank you so much for that. Because after this, we still need to go to the smuggler's camp, I guess. So, yeah.
May the seas be calm and the winds fair.
With Lakmar being dispatched, Ghâr Mejet may pose less of a threat to the people who dwell below the streets. Thank you for aiding in this most important task. And that's it. Now, we do need to... We should, of course, thank Ulfajarn heartily for all his help. And... well, wish him good luck on his travels, I guess. It's now time for me to, well, for us, really, to go to Harkhaphâr, which is, as I said, the camp of smugglers, or at least I seem to remember they were smugglers. I don't know if Ulfajarn will be going that way or not, but, well, that's what we need to do now. And after that, I guess, we would be ready to go further north to the next camp where we can advance the Song of Waves and Wind. Bahadir. Interesting. Didn't expect to find a neutral... What's this? Orc? Seems to be a half troll. At least it looks very similar to Rothog, but it seems to be a little smaller than he is. Ah, but yeah, Harkhaphâr. This is not smugglers. This is the gladiators that have betrayed their companions, I guess. Will there be a Slayer deed for these guys? I wonder. I'm inclined to believe it will. Yep. Gladiator Slayer of Harkhaphâr. Like, it shouldn't be a surprise at this point. There are tons of Slayer deeds in this place. And that is, of course, compensated by the fact that each one of these Slayer deeds only requires you to defeat a relatively short amount of enemies than usual. Another 50 of those, of course. So yeah, we burned some of their dwellings, recovered some of the supplies. Guessing also like once again trying to pile these guys up and just go crazy with the life taps and the dots, the AoEs. Cool. Not as many tokens as I had hoped. They were dropping more often in the previous episode, I believe. Umbar. Do we need to fight Umbar? No. We will most likely get another quest for coming back here and defeating the guy. I thought we had already moved away from that sort of design, which is a little bit counterintuitive and time-consuming as well. Usually they would give you both quests, or you come to the camp and get the extra quest to defeat the guy. Either way, backtracking is a pain. But it seems we are back to some old school design. We also saw that with Before the Shadow, which was the last major release before Umbar. So I guess it shouldn't come as a surprise that some of the old design philosophies would also make a comeback here in Umbar as well. Or at least that's what I am inclined to believe will happen. Feels really weird to have a named NPC and then don't have a quest with it. So either I missed a quest back in the camp, or they will give us a follow-up soon enough. Go. Or maybe it would be the next stage in one of the quests that we already have. That could also be another possibility. Yeah, you have a lot of guys in stealth that are ready to take a piece of me, so let them come, I say. It's not gonna be easy for them. I know, Garlic. Bahadir outside a camp. Yeah, I guess that's what's gonna happen. Ah, Bahadir is the guy that we just saw. And that's what's definitely gonna happen. It's very similar to what happened before with Sheer. Training the quest, get the follow-up, at least you don't need to backtrack that much. Because the guy you will need to defeat is just a few steps away. And we have already cleared much of the camp. So I guess the depths were also counting on a big part of the camp being already cleared. So even though you're backtracking, you are... You would still, by the time you come back, theoretically, some of these guys, most of these guys, should still be dead. They shouldn't respawn. Or at least I think that's what they were thinking. That was their plan. But of course, when you're running with landscape difficulty and fights take longer, that means that your enemies will also have respawned by the time you're back. So it does work for normal difficulty, of course. You just pile everything up and wreak havoc among your enemies, turning the quest, and they would still be down by the time you're done. But that's not gonna be the case in here. I don't think so.
Tell me.
With the Nephari buildings destroyed, perhaps this should encourage them to avoid us and move elsewhere. We'll see.
Speak.
Good. This supply should allow our people to survive for several months. Your work will lessen the suffering of the refugees that we protect. We have completed Tales of Kên. Awesome. Honor is now level 91. Almost done with Honor as well. Tales of the Kên. There we go. We have the title and, well, Virtue XP and done. And everything else. You have done much to it. Kên renewal. That we have.
Speak.
This information will be useful to avoid Nephari in this area. I wish this bloodshed could have been avoided, but after attacking many of those who call Hulzidâr home, we had to weaken them so they pose less of a threat to us. And of course that includes their leader. Your work thus far in fighting the Nephari has been instrumental to our survival. The leader of the Nephari, Umbar, organized and led a revolt, and was personally responsible for the death of a number of the refugees. His leadership endangers our people and he must pay for what he has done. Seek him out and dispatch him for his misdeeds. Of course, there we go. Let us hope Umbar has already respawned. Yeah, most of the camp is still down, so I think my supposition was correct. And I think it's a good middle ground between the real good old days design, where you had to go back all the way back to the quest giver, which was quite far from the enemy camp, pick up the quest to defeat the leader and then come back. By the time you do that, most of the camp would have already respawned, so you basically need to clear it twice. So as I said, this is a good compromise. It provides a natural flow for the quest, I guess, while still saving you the hassle of having to fight a camp twice. By having you talk to a different NPC closer to the camp, that would give you the follow-up quest. So I think it's a good compromise. It does work quite well, if you ask me. It would still be better, in my opinion, if we just got all quests at once. Like the guys that gave us this quest back in the camp would already know who is leading The Nephari, when Umbar falls, he leaves behind a small bound journal. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe this is the reason why this quest was left for last. But as I was saying, the guy that gave us this quest back in the camp would most likely certainly already know who the leader of the Nephari is. There's no reason why he wouldn't ask us to just fight him already. So yeah, it would still be better if you were to get all the different quests at once, but as I said, it's a reasonable middle ground. It works well enough. There they come. Yeah, let them come. Of course, that's what we're gonna do. Return to Davor the Breaker in Hulzidâr and present him bound a journal. Okay. Well, we're already there anyway. And afterwards, I think we should be moving north, of course. I don't know if we have enough time to clear the cultist camp. Maybe we will. The bolts. Yeah, it's all that we have to do. Return to Gondor. Yeah, I think by the time we leave the Undercity, we can take a quick detour back to Jack's Fanal to advance the Ketef questline that we started earlier. It wouldn't feel as backtracky as it would have been when we got it. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing that actually.
May the seas be calm and the winds fair.
This journal is most disturbing. It seems that Umbar was not working alone and was in fact sponsored to lead this revolt. I fear that the storm may have more enemies throughout the court than he realizes. I will pass this journal along. Your hard work has put Hulzidâr on secure footing for a good deal of time. Yeah, I don't like that. I do have my suspicions, but I guess I will wait a little bit, see if we get more clues about this. If this goes anywhere at all. Maybe it doesn't, and I'm just being paranoid, but yeah, we need to wait and see. As we have seen, there is dissent among the ranks of the kindred of the coins. They don't fully trust each other, they don't fully work together. And I do wonder who might be leading a revolt against the Rothog. Or maybe it's just another one of the gladiators that's trying to take his place as leader of the arena. A little bit less likely, but still a possibility. I'm not ruling that one entirely out yet. Maybe the Tales of the Kindred would have a follow-up to this one. As of the time of recording this, we have just finished week 4. I mean, week 4 has just been released. I have not finished anything yet, of course. But yeah, you get what I mean. So maybe if there is a follow-up to this, it hasn't been released yet. Maybe it has already. I don't know. You have discovered Jack's Ugig. Yeah, we need to free some captives in here, some refugees. Oh boy, plenty of corruptions in here to remove. Regretting this already. Definitely regretting this already. But still doing good. But still struggling too. Yeah, it's just that... I mean, it wouldn't be that bad if they had some... didn't have as many corruptions as they do. Especially the ones that boost their damage. Boy, that would be bad. But we did survive. We had to use a lot of our cooldowns. Not all of them, but still quite a few of them. So I guess that also teaches us to not be as overconfident with the cultists, because they do pack quite a punch. Like 3 or 4 at most. If you don't want to be overwhelmed. So there's a refugee here. One in here. Kên Taghlim, yeah. So this will, after we're done with this, we will be sent to the camp, the very last camp we need to explore, and the place where we can also advance the Song of Waves and Winds. So yeah, that's cool. And to be honest with you, with the amount of quests that we got in Hulzidâr, I thought we would need longer to complete all those quests. I'm glad to see that we were able to basically do all of that in just one episode. Oh boy, we needed to approach the temple entrance. so that we could advance to the next stage of the quest, which would have us defeat 12 cultists. I think by now I already have defeated 12 cultists. It's a shame that that quest in particular doesn't have other locations that would trigger this stage of the quest. I would already be done with them if that had been the case. But okay. Still works for the deed, I guess. As I said, is there a way we can force these archers to switch to melee? Like, oh yeah, finally. There they are. All of them in melee. This is a little bit easier now. You know, we have the ability of fighting at range, but I've never really been that good at yellow line. We don't have yellow line anymore. You get what I mean? I've never been that good at fighting in ranged stance. So yeah. Come on. Come on, stop lagging. Thank you, Smelgrim. That was quite timely. Quite a timely intervention, so yeah, thank you so much. Right on time as well. Cool. Okay, so what do we got in here? You have discovered Kên Taghlim, completed reclaiming Harkhaphâr, and I think this also completes the meta deed, Explorer of the Umbar Mog, and a new deed, a light in the Umbar Mog. So let us check all that. A title, Virtue XP, Explorer of Umbar Mog, another title. Honor is now level 92. Some of the, most of the Virtue XP was applied to Wit instead, and Wit is now level 91 too. So let's check all that. So we have Reclaiming Harkhaphâr, 5 LOTRO points, and the title Scout of Harkhaphâr. We also have the Explorer of the Umbar Mog meta deed and Explorer of the Umbar Mog title. You have thoroughly explored the dangerous lands of the Umbar Mog that we have. Where is the other? There we have it. Boy. Scout of Harkhaphâr, you have explored Harkhaphâr in great detail. That's basically it. We have a new deed, Light in the Umbar Mog. Boy. And we need to complete Slayer and Tales of the Umbar Mog. Awesome that we didn't need to complete the Treasure Seeker to complete the Explorer deed. That's really cool. Tales of the Umbar Mog, Takdar, the Song of Waves and Wind, and Tales of the Kindred. So that will take a while yet. Tales of Takdar. What's Takdar? The Sellers? Yeah. Completionist. Well, that's the vanilla Umbar deed, so that's not a biggie. 5 LOTRO points. Virtue capped reached. So Wit is level 91 already. Yeah, I can do that.
Umbar is a free city at last.
Umbar is a free city at last. Indeed. Let me grab all this really quick. Yeah, Takdar, the Sellers. Ah, there we go. It seems we're gonna get a follow-up to this, or I did miss a quest again. Corudan and Sigileth have also arrived at Kên Taghlim. Cool. And where does this door take us? I think I already know. I think we checked that on the map before, but let us check that anyway. The Pot and Quill. Yeah, just as I thought. I'll talk to you guys in just a moment. We just need a token to go back to Moria. Well, the hardened adventurer. I usually talk to him at Moria. Anyway.
Umbar is a free city at last.
The foul cultists that inhabit Jaksugik present an ever-growing problem within the catacombs. These cultists have attacked supply lines, captured refugees, and continued their dark work. Thank you for your assistance in dispatching them.
Fair winds to you.
Luckily, the refugees should have made their way to safety. I fear that perhaps the cultists might be gathering them for using a foul ritual. By returning them home, hopefully they will warn others to not be as careless. Thank you for not letting these folks fall into the cult's clutches. Oh, currency capped? I'm capped in Tammy's? Oh boy. I also need to take care of that.
May the seas be calm and the winds fair.
While many of the cultists near Jax Ugig represent a threat to those who dwell in this place, there are two powerful leaders who endanger all of our encampments below the city. Gamela and Henak have driven their followers to horrific acts that endanger this entire portion of the catacombs. Can you travel to Jax Ugig, locate Gamela and Henak, and drive them from this place? Sure.
Fair winds to you.
While exploring the area, I noticed that the cultists near Jax Ugig seem to have some sort of objects that seem to be exuding corruptive energies. These corrupted relics might spread their influence throughout the region. Could you travel to Jax Ugig and destroy any of these objects that you find?
Umbar is a free city at last.
Beriathan. During my time in the catacombs, I have learned that there are areas that contain information and objects that are impossible to find elsewhere. Some time ago, I traveled here and began establishing a small encampment to gather this information so that it can be put to good use. Sadly, many times, this information can be found in the most dangerous places. In this case, I believe that relics of a bygone age can be recovered from Jax Ugig. Could you recover some of these relics and return them to me so that I could continue my research? Sure. You can count on it.
Let us move forward with care.
Beriathan, there you are. Let us move forward with care. There are several locations within Harkhaphâr that Tatatha marked on her map with charcoal, and any of them could indicate the place where now she hides. You ask Corudan if he or his sister have encountered any of the beasts rumored to have escaped from the arena, and he shakes his head. No. But the folk we have met with speak of little else. Whatever was being kept in the holding pens of the arena must have been ferocious indeed to frighten them so. The sound of the roaring in the darkness is apparently enough to make your blood run cold. Sigileth makes no sound, but you can tell she does not believe these reports. Her brother continues. We may encounter this creature or creatures if we continue our search of Harkhaphâr. I just want us to be prepared. Let me mark the locations we still must investigate on your map and encourage you to combat any of the other dangers that cross your path. So cultists, sand sifters, search the center area of the map of Ghâr Mejet and Harkhaphâr. Boy, it seems we should have come here first. What a pain. We need to backtrack again. Let me get the milestone in here. And before we end today's episode, please drop a token of heroism for me so that I can turn all 60 as I usually do. I just need one. If not you, the bat. Please, Mr. Bat. Nope. Please, Mr. Bat, drop a token for me. No. Boy, I just need one. One token. It's all I need. Yeah, right. We're also captain on Beriathan. But that one is easier to handle. Just one token of heroism. Please, Mr. Cultist. Please give me a token. Please give me a token. It's all I ask. No! Give me the token. I mean, I really don't want to get back into enemy camp. Because if I enter the enemy camp, then you bet I'm doing everything I need to do inside. And we don't have enough time today for that. Just need one of you guys to give me a token. Just one of you. That's really all I'm asking for. I need to go turn those tokens. I also need to... Yeah, finally, thank you. I also need to go back and get rid of some of the Beriathan as well, so... I need some extra time. Some spare time to do all this. Alrighty. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Let me stay here in Kên Taghlim, which is a safe spot for us. And yeah, I will see you on the next one after I have taken care of all this we have just discussed. For the time being, this has been all on today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.